Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of Heart to Survive the Philippines. I'm your host, Mark. Ow, this is our fourth episode. Who'd have thought it would go on this long, eh? No one, I bet. If anybody's actually watching. I don't know yet. I haven't actually put these out yet. I just want to have a small collection ready before I did it. That way, I can at least say I got four of them. Alright, now, for our exciting episode today, we're going over what everybody talked about. Ooh, what could it be? Everybody talks about it. Well, actually, nobody talks about it. Because I did promise you that I would go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. And today, we're going to be doing the ugly. That's right, we're talking about poop. So stick around. You're going to love this one. Now, when I say I want to talk about poop, of course, this is a visual medium, isn't it? So I'm not just going to talk about it. We have to have a little show and tell, too, don't we? But don't worry. I'm not going to get too disgusting. I am going to show you some poop. But it's been well washed, so that all the icky, nasty, disgusting stuff that you don't want to look at isn't there anymore. Okay? What I want to show you is a serious problem with the way animals are treated around here. That's part one. Part two will be my poop. We're not going to look at that either. But you will see how I do it. Okay? So you can get a good feel for how austere my living is. So if you don't want to watch this episode because you're a little afraid it might be a little gross, remember, one of these days you might be in a situation like this too. And you better know how to do it. And you don't have running water, and you don't have toilet paper. Okay? So let's go look at some very, very washed dog poop. And there it is. Some very, very washed dog poop. Kind of looks like strands of plastic, doesn't it? Let's talk about why it looks like that. Okay, we've had a look at a little dog poop. Mosquito on my hand. And it was all plastic. Little shreds of plastic. What's up with that? Let me tell you. The thing is that around here, and this is not a universal rule by any means, around here, at least in my area, at least in the experiences that I have, there are some people, note all the caveats I'm throwing in, don't anybody sue me, some people do not feel that they need to feed their dogs, or their cats, or their chickens, or their ducks, or their cattle, or anything else. The only thing they feel they need to feed is themselves. I'm going to introduce a new term here, my brother-in-law. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that my brother-in-law is the person I'm talking about. And even if I am, I get two of them, so you don't know which one it is. The person I'm talking about might know who I'm talking about, but you don't, so his identity is kept safe. My brother-in-law does not feel he needs to feed his dog unless it's convenient and he wants to. Both of those conditions must be met, or that dog is on its own. And I know this. I've seen it many times. I've even taken pity on the poor thing and fed it myself. And he's had several dogs, and he keeps doing this over and over and over. There are people. Oh, jeez, there goes a motorcycle. Aren't you impressed? I know I am, but not in a nice way. Anyway, yeah. So there's this starving mutt, right? What's the dog going to do? It has to eat. So it goes around looking in other people's garbage. And one of the things it finds is that food is often, like takeout food, is often delivered in just ultra-thin plastic bags. Alright? They're not really food grade around here, but it's not in the bag very long, so it doesn't really leach too many poison chemicals into the food. So I guess it's safe enough. I don't eat it, but that's me. Anyway, when the people are done with the food in the bag, they simply throw it in the yard instead of throwing it in the fire where it belongs. Well, hungry dog comes along, smells the food value, and says, hey, here's a chance to put a little bit of nutrition into my belly. And so it eats the plastic. Yeah, it gets a little bit of nutrition. But if you read the book, what was the title? Where There Are No Vets. It talks all about this. It's a great series, Where There Are No Vets, Where There Are No Doctors, Where There Are No Women Doctors, things like that. Great series. I have them. It talks about how animals can get sick and even die from having to eat plastic. And there we got a beautiful example of a dog that had obviously eaten plastic. Was it sick? I don't know. Obviously it didn't die. At least not this time. But it can happen. So if you care about Rover, take your trash and throw it in the fire or dispose of it properly in some other way. Don't just toss it in the yard and figure the dog will eat it and then claim that's biodegradation, because it isn't. You'll notice it wasn't degraded. It was only shredded up and run through a dog's innards. All right. Next up, how I do it. All right. We're here in my bathroom. Note the incredible luxury accommodations. Note the glorious view of the fields and the people next door. Well, you got to look around a little, under that tree there a little bit. But they're there, and there's a common path walking right along there that people often take. So, I got to be kind of like careful when I decide I have to use the facilities. Note also that this toilet does not have a tank. And why should it? I don't have running water. I have a bucket and a dipper. Okay, how can I put a happy face on this? This is a very manual bidet. Yeah, that's it. It's a very manual bidet. All right, I'm going to show you how it works. Can you see me? Okay. Now, in case you don't know, a bidet is like a toilet, but it's got a garden hose built into it that shoots water up your butt to clean you. Okay? Now, when you're using this, the manual system, you have to make sure to take off your shoes, because you also have to take off your pants and your underpants, or they're going to get all wet. Okay? Put them over there where they won't get wet. All right? Now, we're done doing our business, right? I mean, hope so. So what do? First thing we do is get up. Woo! Rough being old, Now, remember the dipper. First thing you do, get some water. Okay? Get your hand, and get your hand all wet. So that things that you don't want sticking to it, don't stick to it. All right? Now, butt over the toilet bowl. This goes over your butt. Hand goes up your butt. There you go. Wipe away everything you don't want. If you didn't do a good job, get another dipper of water. Just a little bit more, I think, eh? Sorry if this is gross, but life is life, and when nature calls, you have to answer. All right, that does it. Okay. Another little dipper of water. Wash my hand. Let me just rinse it off at this point. Now we take the rest of the bucket of water down the hole. Now we go and we get more water at the well. Wash your hand real good. And that's how it's done. All cleaned up again. And that's how you do it. I understand that in India, although I've never actually been there or talked with anyone personally, they reserve the left hand just for that. Do not eat with this hand as a matter of sanitary practice. Only this hand. Unless you're a lefty, I suppose. I might go the other way then. Or maybe it's a matter of training. I don't know. Considering the situation, probably not a bad idea. But I'm an American and we don't worry about things like that. All right. Catch you later. Bye.